Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea, and we're going to keep it short today. The news flow here just absolutely extraordinary. Is, you come in on a Wednesday before Christmas, it's sort of like, okay, there's CPI, great. Service sector was a little bit higher. Excuse me. Thank you, Ira Jersey of Bloomberg Intelligence there. Like 2 minutes out, he's got the key statistics. Service sector inflation is running at a 4.5% level. What else do you need to know? And, it was great to see in the market lift here off of Apple and Broadcom and the distraction of a grocery merger blowing up. And as we tape this, I'm not sure if Mondelez is going after Hershey, Pennsylvania. Maybe they get the Hershey Bears with it as well. That's a hockey team from my childhood. Anyway, it's a crazy day. So let's get to it quickly here. Andrew Sheets joined from Morgan Stanley. And, to me, the great vector is his inflation flat. Good morning, Jim Bianco. Brilliant call. Good morning, Lindsay Piegza. Brilliant call. Good morning, Mohammed El-Arian. Brilliant call. Or do we have a vector of disinflation? Andrew Sheets of Morgan Stanley.
We do see disinflation in place, although, not yet. Inflation is still holding up through the end of the year. Where we, I think, are a little bit more optimistic on inflation than the consensus is next year, where we see inflation coming down. And I think importantly, it's really coming down in the first half of the year, where for the incoming Trump administration, we think it's going to be a case where policy has kind of fast announcement but slow implementation. You don't get the inflationary effects of tariffs, of immigration changes until kind of in the back half of 2025. And in the first part of the year, we think that a lot of the inflation, which is being driven by shelter, auto insurance, that can come down, that those series are running kind of well ahead of where the real economy markets for those are, and that some of the difficult seasonality in January and February, which previously has boosted inflation, we think that actually sets an attractive bar that might make it a little bit easier for inflation to be a little bit better than expected. So we do see inflation coming down. We see that disinflation the first half of the year, and we think that will mean that the Fed cuts not just this month, but in January as well.
Andrew Sheets of Morgan Stanley with their call. And there's like 18 other calls out there as well. But to Ira Jersey's point, I just am absolutely fascinated on an easy rate cut December 18th. Then what for the Fed is a huge opening question. It was great to have in the studios today Jay Bryson of Wells Fargo Economics. Dr. Bryson was really, really tentative given the uncertainties that are out there with the Wells Fargo call, again, looking for a disinflation as well. She has been silent for, I'm going to say, 3, even 4 years. Elizabeth Economy is definitive on China. She has done public service for America with the Department of Commerce, with Gina Raimondo being her important Asia advisor. Dr. Economy is now at Stanford University. It was great to get an update with her on the new revolution that is China.
I mean, I'm not sure that there's really a way to quiet the lion. I think there's a way to ensure that the United States, is the dragon, I guess, in the sense that, what I think our message should be is that we're still looking toward U.S. leadership on the global stage, right? And U.S. technological leadership and military leadership. I think, to me, what we want to do is to run faster. I sometimes worry that we over-index on our defensive tools. And so that would be a concern, I think, with President Trump and, sort of the approach of just levying more tariffs. I'd like to see us invest more, in science and technologies. We're still waiting to see the science part of the CHIPS Act. I think that, to me, is what the United States needs to do, and not simply say, we don't want China to do this, stop China from doing that.
Elizabeth Economy, can't say enough about her work. The Third Revolution, I read it cover to cover. It was, I think, my book of the summer a couple years ago, still very fresh on President Xi. Can't say enough about Dr. Economy's work. Now, it's Stanford. I thought it would be somewhat quiet today. I was wrong. Please stay with us through the week and up to December 18th Fed meeting. I don't know what happens December 19th. Maybe we just roll up and go away. But I'll tell you, it is really something to behold right now. We are out on YouTube podcasts. This is Single Best Idea.